Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have a story time for you guys. I'm ready to start telling my engineering story time. So it's funny because going to college, right? I never imagined that I would have drama. But then I forgot one little thing. I was at an HBCU. And I don't want to sound like a tap dancer, but let's keep it a buck. Wherever black people at, the drama sometimes gonna be at. So I have a lot of engineering story times for you guys. And I always said that I would start telling those stories towards the ending of my engineering career, or whatever y'all want to call it. I don't know. Because I don't really want to incriminate myself. Everything is allegedly. I mean, hold on, y'all. I forgot to put my nose ring on, my little fake one. Hold on, hoes. Y'all need to know. Hold on. Per some story times where I'm contemplating on telling. Yeah, so you guys see the title and let's get straight into it. You feel me? Boom. I think I was a sophomore. Now, when I say sophomore, I don't mean sophomore. Now, you guys have to understand I was a transfer student. So I did 2 years at community college. So I was a sophomore at my HBCU, but not entirely. Like, I was a sophomore in the engineering department, but really I was kind of considered a senior because I already did 2 years at my community college. And then I was on my second year at my HBCU. This class was a general engineering class, and it was basically just like a math / engineering class. And basically we will just learn. I don't know. I don't remember what we really learned. I don't think we learned anything. But they were supposed to be teaching us general engineering with a little bit of math in it. With a lot of it, because engineering is math. So I was in that class, and I have my friend in that class, and I'm still friends with her to this day. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with her today. We're gonna name my friend Symphony. Hold on, y'all. All right, because it kept touching my neck and it was irritating me. I really don't know why I'm trying to name my friend Symphony, but that's just the name that we're gonna give to her. We're gonna name my friend Symphony, right? So Symphony was one of these girls that I had met as soon as I transferred to the school. I had met Symphony, and she was really cool. Like, she's just cool. She's a cool person. And so Symphony was African, but Symphony, she's not from here. She's not from Houston. She was an out-of-state student. So it was really fun being friends with her, because I'm just, I've never really had an out-of-state friend until I got to this college or whatnot. And so basically, I had that class with her, and I had that class with another guy, and we're gonna have a lot of story times about him. So y'all stay tuned, because we have a lot of story times about him, engineering story times. And I know you guys probably see the title, and you guys are probably thinking, oh my god, like, I don't want to hear no engineering story times. That sounds so boring. What did I just tell y'all? I go to an HBCU. Ain't nothing boring when it comes to black people, okay? So if I put a story time out here, you will be entertained. Bitch, I can talk about flowers and you gonna be entertained. Because, bitch, somewhere, some way, so how a flower did something. So back to the story. We're gonna name this other girl, what are we gonna call this girl? Lilo. We're gonna call her Lilo, right? So Symphony and Lilo. So let me give you guys a description of Lilo. Lilo was this petite little small girl, and she was African, and she looked familiar. So I know that I probably seen her in the African community before, and she was from Houston. So I know for a fact I probably seen her at an African party, or I probably seen her at an African church, or I probably seen her at an African on African Twitter, because if you guys don't know, like they've had like African Twitter back then, and that was so messy, y'all. If you are from Houston, or not even from Houston, but if you lived in any of them popular African states, like where there's a lot of Africans, there was a thing called African Twitter, and African Twitter was very messy. It was very messy, and y'all already know I was like the fucking scapegoat for African Twitter back in high school. Y'all already know. If you guys are not new to my channel, y'all know they hated me. So I was in like majority of the drama back then. Keep that in mind. So we get to the class, and you know, I'm chilling. I'm with my friend, mind you. I met my friend my freshman year. I'm just gonna call it my freshman year, but y'all know. So I already knew this girl. So we're in the class, and I sit by her. So I sit next to my friend Symphony, and the way the room is set up, it's like a long row. Like, it's not desk. It's like a long row. It's like college. Y'all know, if you guys been to college, it's like a long row, and then, like, you know, it elevates. You go up, 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 up. So I sat in like one of the rows, and basically Lilo sat in the row right below us, right in front of Symphony. But so like Symphony and her kind of sat, and then I sat next to Symphony. So, you know, me and Symphony will be in the class playing. I'm not gonna lie, I hated that class. When I tell you I hated that general engineering class, first of all, the professor, he made the class more complicated than what it was. Class was 3 hours long, y'all. 3 hours. And this man will use up the full 3 hours. Why are we here for 3 hours? Like, I hate professors who use up the full. As a matter of fact, not only will this man use up the full 3 hours, this man will sometimes go past the 3 hours to the point where we have to tell him, sir, it's up, it's up, pack it up. So it just got to the point where I just was so tired of the class. Like, I just hated the class. And then it would be just 3 hours of rubbish, because like I said before, the professor just didn't know how to teach. He didn't. He knew the work. He just made shit so overly complicated. Like, he would just make stuff so overly complicated. And he was one of them professors where he wouldn't teach, he would have the class teaching. So basically what he would do is he would give you a problem, and he would say, hey, how do you do, he would give a problem statement. And instead for him to say, this is how you do the problem statement, he will have us guess how to do the problem statement. But the problem is, none of us know this work. We're just getting to this class. So it would just be the whole class period of us guessing. And he says stuff like, I don't know, is it? And then we have to say, yes, it is. And he'd be like, yes, let's go to the next level. Like, no, teach us, bro, so we can get this work done and get out. It will be 3 hours, and we will only get through 2 problems. And if you guys are an engineering student or a graduate or anything, you guys know that one problem on a test can take up 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like we were going to take long on the problem regardless. But it's like, we do not need 3 hours for 2 problems. We just don't. We just don't. So baby, I'm not gonna lie, I would use that time to go on long ass restroom breaks, because he only used to give us 10 minutes to use the restroom and everything, and then come back in the whole groups. Only used to give us 10 minutes. So baby, I use more than 10 minutes. I used to go on long restroom breaks. I used to go on long phone call breaks. I remember one of my friends, she finna watch the story and laugh. Well, this was after I got into it with Lilo, but I'm just telling what I used to do because I couldn't take the class. One of my friends, she was in another room like down the hallway. I used to go to that class and bother her and mess with her. One day I left and made it seem like I was going to the restroom, but no, I was going to the class to bother my friend. So, you know, I'm all up my friend ass. I'm bothering her. She laughing and shit. And my professor comes in that classroom. I'm looking at him like, hold on. I'm like, I know for a given fact class not over, because like I said before, this man uses the full 3 hours. So the next question is, what is this man doing in this class? Like, what is he doing in this room? I see him and I automatically turn my face because I don't want him to see me. But I'm trying to look back. I'm trying to look to my back to see what is he doing in the class. So I look to the back a little bit and I see that he's picking out a different marker. I'm guessing the marker that he was using in our class stopped working. So he came to another class to pick out another marker. So he picks out another marker. So I hurry up and I turn my face back to not face him. And so he's walking out and he stops and I'm like, fuck. And so he looks at me. He was like, Irene? And I was like, yeah. And what are you doing here? And I was like, I almost lied and said picking out a marker for you. So I'm like, I didn't know what to do. Mind you, my friend, she not making it no better. She's sitting in the corner laughing. She's snickering and shit. I'm like, bro, like this, I look bad. Like, and you guys have to understand, when you are in, if you guys have not got to college or if you guys never went to college, when you are in college, you can't afford to be slipping in front of some of these professors. You feel me? You can't afford to come off to a professor like you're playing with his time, or it's not high school. You know what I mean? Like, it's not high school. It's just, it's embarrassing when a professor catches you doing something that you have no business doing, you know? So he was like, kind of like talking to me, and he was like, why are you in this class having fun with your friend? He was like, I'm thinking that you were in the restroom, you know, you know, having fun with your friend. So he was like, come on, let's go back to class. So he comes back to class, and the whole class is staring at me. And so, you know, I walk in and I kind of do the walk of shame. And so everyone's just following me as I keep walking closer and closer up the rails to sit in my seat. And so he snitches on me, and I'm like, hey, don't snitch on me. He's like, I found her in a different, like, he's pointing at me. So that's making the people stare at me more. So he's like, I found her in a different classroom or whatnot. This girl was, what did he say? He said this girl was basically playing with her friend in a different classroom. So everyone's like, making little jokes and stuff, and Lilo is me mugging me. So I'm just giving you guys examples about every time something will happen, or I will make a little joke, or I will play with Symphony in a class, I will always catch Lilo me mugging me. And I don't want nobody to say, oh, well, you don't know. If the board is facing forward, baby, face forward. This girl will literally turn around to look up at me and me mug me. Like, she will literally do this. Boo! 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 Like, why are you looking at me, bro? Like, what? Like, what is it? Like, is it something on me? Like, please, if there's something on me, get it off. So I'm like, hey. So one day, and you know, the thing with me is, I can feel a whole energy from a mile away. Baby, just let me know if it's pressure. That's it. You feel me? I feel your energy when I see you. You feel me? And I just want you to let me know if it's pressure, and I'm a proceed. I told Symphony, I said, mind you, I didn't say it in front of Lilo or nothing like that. But there was a day that I said something, and I made like a little joke, and the professor, he started laughing. And Lilo did one of these. So when we ended up leaving, I told Symphony, I said, Lilo got an issue with me. Mind you, might I add, Symphony and Lilo were not friends, but they were cordial. So they would come, they would say hi to each other, but they wouldn't really talk to each other, right? Symphony was kind of like not torn between the two, because I was Symphony's actual friend, and Lilo was just somebody that, you know, she would say hi to every once in a while. But at the same time, you know, Symphony was still kind of torn between the two, you know, because she and Lilo, they had a cordial relationship. I told Symphony, I said, Lilo got an issue with me. So, you know, like I told you guys before, her and Symphony were cordial. So Symphony's sitting there like, well, you don't know, like, you don't really know if Lilo has an issue with you. Why would you say that? And I was giving her a whole bunch of examples. I was like, this happened, and I'm like laying everything out. Because the thing is, I be knowing if somebody have an issue with me from the first day that I see them most of the time. But I just let them continue to do more shit. So by the time I lay it out on the table for other people to know, they know I'm not capping. They're like, oh shit, this is a lot of stuff that this person has done. Maybe they do have an issue with her, you know? Symphony sitting there like, well, you don't really know, like da-da-da. Like, she giving me the whole rundown. She's like, you don't really know if the girl likes you or not. You know, Irene, you don't want to be so defensive. In my head, I'm like, no, I'm not defensive. I'm telling you, like, I'm letting you know that this girl has an issue with me. I said, I don't know what issue this girl has with me, but this girl has an issue with me. Like, this girl has a problem with me. So Symphony's basically saying that the girl don't have an issue with me, and I'm tripping. Okay, cool. And I told Symphony, I said, okay. I said, I'm not listening to you, but I guess, like, whatever you say type. Because like I said, when I'm ready to press her, I'm going to eventually press her if she just keeps looking at me, you know? Because what are you looking at? The board is in front of you, sweetie. Monday came, and it's so crazy. We were getting ready for a test, right? And this was the GNDG test. And me and Symphony were in the engineering building, and we were studying. We were trying to study 2 hours before the test. I don't even understand why we were trying to study, because, baby, we failed that test, but we were trying to act like we were trying to get some study sessions in before the test. But like I said, that class was so ridiculous. The professor barely taught the class correctly, and it was a lot. That class was one of the stupidest classes, and they called it general engineering math class, and that was supposed to be considered an easy introduction to math and engineering. Like, those are classes that you take when you first get to the school. So those are kind of considered your basic engineering courses that everyone takes. But y'all, the way these professors was teaching GNEG, that's what we call it short for GNEG. The way these professors were teaching GNEG, oh, bitch, I thought I was more than a scholar. Like, it was hard. Their test was hard. They literally would give us tests with 2 problems, y'all, and it would take the whole class 3 hours to figure out how to do it, bro, because of how much work went into it. So, you know, we studying. I don't know why we're studying. We knew we were gonna fail, but I don't know. I guess we were just trying to like study as much to get a higher failing grade. I don't know. So Lilo comes in and she's walking towards our direction. So I went from, you know how somebody that you don't like comes around you, you kind of start to tense up, like not really on purpose, but just simultaneously you just tense up because it's somebody that is in your area that you are not really too fond of. So she's walking there, and as she's walking closer, I feel my body getting hot and stuff, but I'm like, I'm calm. You know why? Because it's testing day. Like, my head is in the game. Even though I know that I might fail this test, I'm still trying to retain as much information as I can retain so I can put as much as I can on my paper. Because like I said, that's kind of like how engineering is. Because they give you those 2 problems, they give you more points based on how much knowledge you know within putting it on that paper. So I'm like not really paying her no mind. But I mean, she's walking towards us, so I'm gonna look. So she comes and she doesn't say hi to me. She automatically says hi to my friend Symphony, and my friend Symphony of course says hi back. Symphony and her are talking, and she's basically asking Symphony, are you ready for the test? Like, you know, the usual stuff that you do when you get ready to take a test. So Symphony's like, not at all. Symphony's like, me and her, we're studying right now. I think it was like 40 something minutes. No, like, not even. It was like 30 something minutes before the test, right? Symphony told her, me and Irene are just studying right now. I knew she had a problem with me because she didn't even look my way. You know how if somebody says, oh, you and such and such, and then that person will then acknowledge you and be like, hey, how are you? Or that person would acknowledge you before they start talking to who they really want to talk to. But she didn't do none of that. As soon as Symphony said me and Irene, it's like she kept her eyes focused on Symphony. She's like, like trying to be condescending. I didn't, like I said, it was test day. So I wasn't on that type of time to be doing confrontation or nothing like that, you know. So she keeps talking, and Symphony's like, yeah, I hope we pass. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna pass. She was like, I think we're gonna pass, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she tells Symphony, well, I'll see you in the testing room. Mind you, it's, like I said, another example of being condescending. You know for a given fact that I'm taking the same class as you guys. Why would you tell Symphony, see you in the testing room, and also tell Symphony good luck, but don't even acknowledge me? And guys, I was so confused as to why this girl had an issue with me. Like, when I tell you guys I was confused. I didn't do nothing to this girl. Nothing. So, as she's walking away, and the thing is, she always used to mean mug me. She never really said no remarks towards me, but and I had her in a different class. Ooh, I forgot to add that. I had her in another class, and even in that other class, she would mug me. So the thing is, through her doing all that shit, I never once really confronted her because, like I said, I was never really 100% sure if this girl had an actual issue with me. But in this moment, she let me know, oh, we got beef. So as she's walking away, she says, problem? And she keeps walking. Oh, beat that bit with boom. It's like a whirlpool of emotions was running through my head. I was happy. Mind you, y'all, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Mind you, this is, like I said, this girl is skinny and petite. I don't care about nobody saying you too big for all that. No, I'm not. She too small for all that. Act big. You want to chill with the big boys. Like, if you want to play with the big boys, don't remember your size when the big boys want to play back. Baby, you've just opened up a can of worms. I've been waiting on you type shit. Like, I've been waiting for this type of pressure. And I feel like she thought because I never really said nothing to her that she could punk me. No, it's not going down like that, Miss Lilo. So when she said problem, bitch, I almost opened up my mouth and said solution. Cause what are you talking about? We have not gotten to the testing room yet. We have not taken our test yet. We don't know what problems we're about to come across. But bitch, I'm not one of them. But if you do want to make me a problem, I will give you a solution. It's that simple. It's that simple. So I said, so mind you, that's another thing. Don't be talking anyhow and walking off. Like, what is you walking off for? Like, if you really want to be about it, be about it. Because if I tell somebody, do you have a problem? I'm going to press them and stand still. Because God forbid I was a ghetto, unruly kid who didn't care about my engineering degree or my tuition that all my money spent, that all my parents spent to put in. And I just took my fist and punched you in the back of the head. Now what? Now you would have got your ass whooped. Then you would have been complaining, talking about she snuck you. No, she didn't. If you're gonna talk like that, baby, you better stand still, because you never know who you're talking to when you talk like that. So I don't even remember what I said to her, but I just remember I was like, if I got a problem, what's gonna happen? Mind you, I was calm, because y'all have to imagine the engineering building was filled this day, and this was in the Success Center. Now, if you guys don't know what the Success Center is, it was like a center where everyone did their work. It was like computers on the side of the wall. So everyone went to computers. And then in the middle of the room, it was tables. So it was filled with students. This is during the day, y'all. People would come there to study before their tests. People would come there to study after class. Like, the Success Center used to be packed. And the room was big, and this was before COVID, so nobody was worried about wearing masks, or you know what I mean. So the Success Center was packed. So I'm not gonna raise my voice in front of students who are studying and stuff. I'm not gonna do that. And then there's teachers' rooms on the other sides. I'm not gonna have teachers come out. So I told her calmly, I said, I don't even remember what I said to this girl, but I know I said something like, if it's a problem, what's gonna happen? Cause I really wanna know, like, are you really about to take it with me right before our test? And are you really about to take it with me at school? Huh? So she's like, look, I'ma just let you know, you don't want these issues. I said, oh, but I want them. And I got up, cause what is it? What is it about? What is it about? So then I said, oh, but I want them. I want them. So she talking and stuff. She moving her mouth and stuff. I'm like, bro, I told her, I said, you moving your mouth. I said, I don't want to hear nothing. I said, I been knew you had an issue with me. So you gonna let me know this. I said, do you want to fight after school? And mind you, I'm just really thinking in my head, why am I in college pressuring somebody to fight? Because they're doing this childish high school bullshit. I don't want to be fighting in school. So now our voices are rising, and everybody surrounding us stops doing their work, and they're just all watching us. I can literally hear the crowd get quieter, because everyone goes from like, talking with their friends, to just looking up at us and just, you know, watching to see what's next. So Symphony gets up, and Symphony starts getting in the middle of us, and Symphony touches me. So I move Symphony hand to the side, because like I said, Symphony's my girl. But at the same time, I've been told you this hoe had an issue with me. So it's like, don't stop nothing now, because you should have checked this girl. I know this girl not your friend, but you should have asked her or something. Or when I told you that this girl had an issue with me, you should have figured out something. But you said that you didn't think she had an issue with me. So continue to not think. Go sit down. So she tried to put her hands. I said, nah. So I guess that kind of threatened Lilo. So Lilo starts screaming to myself, who you moving your hands towards? So now it's crazy. So two boys come, and these are two big ass guys. Like, these are some big ass niggas. So two boys come, two black boys, and they come and they get in between us. So I told her, I'm laughing at it's a fly that keeps flying around my room. I hate gnats. Sorry, I had to spray with my bottle. I don't even know if I really sprayed it though. But it's a fly that keeps flying around. Sorry, y'all. It's distracting the fuck out of me. But yeah, at this point now, I'm literally like calm, because like I said, I'm not about to be yelling and getting plexed up and all this in front of engineering kids. Y'all already know, like, even though we go to a HBCU, y'all already know, like, well, if you don't know, you already know that a lot of people are nerdy, and a lot of people that do STEM and do stuff like nursing and you know, medical field and all that bullshit, science and math majors, they're very snobbish, you know what I mean? So you don't want people to be looking like, yeah, those ghetto black girls, you know, you don't want that. But I guess this banshee, on the other hand, didn't care, because she starts screaming at me, y'all. When I say screaming, I mean screaming. And she takes her hand and she tries to hit me. Now, first of all, I don't know whether Lilo was so skinny to the point where the boy that had her was not paying attention, but she managed to get around him and she threw a punch at me. Now me, I moved quickly. I moved really quickly. I moved to the side. So when I moved to the side, I guess the boy that was originally holding her got a hold of her. So she's screaming now. I'm moving now. As we're yelling, we're moving out towards the hallway. So we're moving out of the success room. So I'm like, yeah, like I'm now like first of all, I went from calm talking. Now I'm like, my voice rising up too. Cause I'm like, did you really just try to throw a punch at me? Like, bitch, is you, that fucking gnat. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, I'm like, bitch, did you just throw a punch at me? Like, did you just throw a punch at me? So as she threw a punch, so I moved to the side. But when I came back, I was like, yeah. Like I'm the type where I'ma rile you up type shit. If I feel like I got you, I'ma hold on to you type. So I'm like, yeah. I was like, look at your dumb ass. I said, touch me. I said, bro, I was not playing games with her. My mom would have killed me. You're not gonna get me kicked out of this school, have this school suspend me. One thing about this school is if you get caught fighting by professors or police officers on the campus, the school would try to suspend you for a semester or a year or two, depending on how severe it was. No, it's too many witnesses here. I'm not gonna be fighting you like a dumbass. If you touch me, I will report you to the school type. And then I'll whoop your ass after school type shit when it's all said and done, ho. Cause like I said, you from Houston, it's not nothing to look you up. I don't care. She tried to punch me and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you just tried to punch me and you missed. And I was like, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, touch me and you will not attend this school no more. Like, I was not playing no games. Like, you're not finna play with me on campus. So now at this point, professors are coming out of their class. So embarrassing, bro. This is so ghetto. This is so embarrassing. Professors are coming out of their class just for me and you. Cause of what? And I'm still trying to figure out, what issue did you have with me? Like, what is this? So, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't like me. And you know, I am responsible for some of it. But bitch, majority of it is literally just people piggybacking off of each other. So as we're yelling, she starts saying, bitch, you been waiting for this day. She's telling me I've been waiting for this day. No, honey. You've been waiting for this day. And not me. You've been me mugging me. Like, it's been you. And it's no way that she can sit around and say I started the beef with her. In order for me to have started the beef with her, this girl and me would have had to been sitting at the same level of playing field in the classroom, or I had to have been sitting on the lower level and she on the upper level. This girl used to turn her head to me mug me. So therefore, there was no way in hell that I could have always have started with her. How can she feel me looking at her if she's not facing me? How? So it's like, you are basically lying on my name. You are making it seem like I had an issue with you first, when we all know, lo and behold, that you've been having an issue with me. You're telling me that I've been waiting for this day. No, you've been waiting for this day because you said something to me. And the thing is, before the girl said problem, it's not like I was me mugging her. I literally was just looking at her because, you know, she was talking to my friend. Another thing is, she did not say excuse me. She interrupted me and my friend talking to talk to her. So I'm just looking at her and I'm just waiting for her to finish. When she left, I wasn't going to say nothing. My mind was trying to get as much information as I can get so I can pass this test. Or I can somewhat fail, but not fail too low, if you get what I mean. I'm not worried about you, sweetheart. I'm not. But you are so worried about me to the point where you think that I'm worried about you. You're so worried about me to the point where you think that if I'm looking at you because I have an issue with you. But I'm really just looking at you because you came into me and my friend's conversation, interrupted me and my friend's conversation, and was talking to my friend about the test. And so I'm just listening in on it because I'm a part of that, because I'm about to go take the test too. The teachers are breaking us up and they're basically saying it's not worth it, it's not worth it. So she's screaming down the hallway. They pull her. They don't really move me because she's trying to charge up on me. I'm not trying to charge up on her because, like I said, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be fighting in the engineering building with professors around. And no, like, they could call the police. Like, it's so many like downsides to doing something like that. And I think we're old enough to know not to be fighting at school, baby. I don't even fucking stay on campus apartments. If you really have an issue with me, you could really come to my apartments and see me about it. Like, come on, man. So she get broken up. They lead her out. They take her to a different room. So I go back into the success room, and I feel like this whole had me dealing with the severity and the embarrassment from the bullshit she pulled. Because when I walk back in, everybody looking at me like I'm the bad guy. Bitch, I'm not the bad guy. Bitch, I might not be the good guy, but bitch, I'm more like the mild guy. The fuck is y'all looking at me for? Everyone's looking at me like this. I just ignore them. Symphony's just looking shocked. I'm looking at Symphony like, what you looking shocked about? I've been told you this hoe had an issue with me. I always know when I'm right about somebody having an issue with me. I've been knowing when people had an issue with me since high school. Mind you, when she was walking off and when the professors were pulling her away, she made a comment saying, bitch, nobody likes you. Nobody fucking likes you. Y'all hear that? I'm a transfer student. Nobody at my HBCU had an issue with me. So what is she talking about, y'all? Now, you guys are always on my channel. You guys know for a given fact that I told you that this girl is African and she's a part of the African community. So could you guys believe that high school drama was following me to college? And I knew exactly why that girl didn't like me. I knew that girl didn't like me because people in the African community when we were younger didn't like me. As soon as I seen that girl, my first thought process was, oh, that girl looks familiar. And then when Symphony told me that the girl was African, I knew that she was from the African community. And don't you guys find it very ironic how she's always having some type of mean bugging towards me? And then when I get into it with her, she tells me nobody likes you. What is she talking about? So I'm like, oh, okay, this hoe has an issue. So at this point, I know that she has an issue, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it. I get to the class, right? And so now it's time for us to take the test. The professor, he's not inside the room yet. He's not in the room yet. Everyone's coming in, everyone's getting ready to, you know, take the test. The way the rules were set up was you have to put your bags on the floor and put your phones in your bag so you didn't cheat. I mean, we would still try to find ways to cheat. We would act like we were putting our phones in the bag, but we would put it in our pockets. But you have to do that. And then on top of that, I really don't even know why we were trying to cheat. The way he would create this test, it would be to the point where it was not on the internet. Like, he would create this test from his brain or some shit like that. Oh my God, I hated that class. So we will put the bags up. So when I get to the class, she's already sitting down. Her bags are already on the side of the wall. They're already up. So she's me mugging me. Of course, you know, me and her just got into an argument about a good 10-15 minutes ago. And then on top of that, she kind of pissed me off because I wanted to use that last 30 minutes to study. And it's like she did all that. She kind of knocked me off my aim game. Like, you know, I'm not happy now. So I get in and she looking at me. She's looking directly at me. And I'm looking at her. So she tried to start it up again. She talking about problem. Like, trying to be funny. Ho, if you want to be funny, we could be hilarious around here. Like, you about to give me type shit. So I know that she trying to be funny and she trying to put on. So the whole class is watching. I'm like, oh, you want to put on for the class? She was like, nah, do you have a problem? She was like, you still haven't answered the question? I was like, do you have a solution? Because if I tell you that I have a problem, are you going to solve it type shit? Like, what is this? Like, why do you have an issue with me type? It's beginning to annoy me now. So we're going back and forth and we're arguing, y'all. We are literally arguing. And one of the boys in the class, he started recording. He talking about something. This is so funny. This is one of the funniest days of this class. I mean, this nigga's having a field day. I'm arguing with her and I'm looking up at him like, what is so fun about this day? Let me see if I still had the video. If I have the video, because he did record me. I don't know if I have the video though. I'm about to put it here and watch it. You know, we're going to watch it togetger. You have amnesia?
Why are you so worried about my hair?
Do you have amnesia?
Why are you worried about my hair?
Bitch, you need to go see a motherfucking psychiatrist.
You need to go see a psychiatrist and go find you another wig like the other time.
Class, let's look at her braids.
What's wrong with my
Her
braids?
hair is coming out of her braids.
Okay, and they about to get redone tomorrow. Thank you, sweetheart.
Woo! Don't go to the bitch you went to before.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if you guys really hear what's going on in the video, but I'm gonna break down the video for you. So in the beginning of the video, you hear me say, amnesia? Why are you so worried about having amnesia? So I was asking her, does she have amnesia? Because I think we were arguing again, and I was telling her, like, you been had an issue with me, you did ABCD, and she basically was saying that she never did any of that. Like, she never did nothing like that. That I was tripping. So that's why I kept asking her, do you have amnesia? And then I told her, so then I told her that she needs to go see a psychiatrist, because at this point in time, not only do I think that you have cognitive disorder, I think you also have a mental illness to ever think that you could punk me or talk to me like you've lost your everlasting mind. And then she said something like, I need to go see a psychiatrist with all them wigs that I be wearing. She basically was making fun of the fact that, I don't know, she was basically saying that my wigs were not cute. Now, I'm about to put a couple of videos and stuff to show you guys. I used to like to wear colored hair a lot. So even before I was getting sent hair, I used to buy a lot of hair. I always knew that I wanted to do hair on YouTube, so I used to buy a lot of hair and, you know, wear colored wigs a lot and try my best to get good with hair. Now, you guys also have to understand, this was the era of 2018 and 2019. This is not 2020 where we know how to really lay a lace now. This was like in the beginning stages of getting like used to wearing laces and, you know, becoming familiar with wearing laces. So she was basically trying to make fun of my hair. And if you guys see in the video where I'm gonna put hair, I'm looking at her like, you guys can't really tell, but you guys can see that she has braids. I'm looking at her like, girl, the braids that she got done, her real hair was coming out of the braids. Mind you, this girl had a lot of hair, so you can literally see her real hair sticking out of the braids. So I'm looking at her like, how you gonna make fun of me for wearing many different wigs that you don't think is cute, but you got your real hair sticking out of your braids? Like, bitch, you look a hot mess, hoe. If I look a hot mess, you do too, type. So that's what I was telling her. Like, she told me, so why are you worried about my hair? Why you worried? No, because you told me something that I need to go see a psychiatrist with the wigs I be wearing. Bitch, I'm so sorry about it. The wigs I be wearing is cute compared to the fucking real hair sticking out of your damn braids when it's both 1B black hair. What is going on? Whoever did your braids didn't do good. And mind you, this is not like she been having braids for a long time. This girl came with this hairstyle about a week and a half ago. So who did your hair and why did you pay them? And did you pay them? And who cares about if you paid them? Who did your hair so I can't go to her? So then I basically, and mind you, my friends, they made fun of this forever because I told her, I said, class, because it's like at this point now I'm about to humiliate you because now you pissing me off. You trying to be funny for the class, so let's be hilarious, like I said. You're trying to call me mentally ill because I called you mentally ill. I would never get insulted or feel insulted from a mentally ill person calling me mentally ill. We've already established that you are mentally ill. So for you to say I'm mentally ill, you think I'm gonna see that as an insult? You're not fully there. You don't even know what a mentally ill patient is because you can't even look within and see that you're mentally ill. And ain't nothing wrong with being mentally ill, but don't take your illness out on other people. It's that simple. So that's why I tried to be funny and I said, class, let's look at her braids. Let's look at her braids since she wants to talk about my wigs. Okay, let's look at her braids. And then I made the joke saying her hair is coming out of her braids. And then she basically said that she's about to get her hair done next week. She basically said she was going to get her hair done next week. I'm looking at her like, girl, I don't care. I just told her straight up, do not go to the girl that you went to before. And I meant it. I meant it. Look at her braids. What's wrong with her hair? It's coming out of her braids. Okay, and they're about to get redone tomorrow. Thank you, sweetheart. Don't go to the bitch you went to before. What are you talking about? And then she says, what are you talking about? You know when someone loses the argument, so they just result to cluelessness. What are you talking about? Exactly what I said. I told you that your hair is coming out of your braids. You then told me that you are going to get your hair done soon. In rebuttal, I told you do not go to the bitch that you went to before. Because you've only had this hairstyle for 2 weeks. So what's going on, sweetie? And that's the reason why she wanted to fight me. Because her hair wasn't done. She didn't care about messing up that style. Like, what's wrong with you? Are you an animal? Mind you, this is all before class is about to start. And we're about to take our test. So after that, we argue a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm walking up the stairs because I told you guys I sit above her, and I end up tripping. So she laughs, she does a little chuckle, whatever. I didn't fall, so that's a good thing. So basically the teacher ends up coming in, and we all get quiet because it's like we're not about to be arguing in front of the professor. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So we get quiet, and there's tension in the room, and he can even peep it. He was like, oh, y'all look like y'all ready for the test. Y'all got y'all A game on. You obviously don't know what an A game is because, baby, I got my fighting face on. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what you talking about. So the class is tense. Everybody's looking clueless. Everyone's looking confused. Symphony is sitting in the corner looking confused. I'm looking at Symphony like, why are you so confused about this? Why are you confused that this happened? I've been telling you that this girl Ben had an issue with me. So we take our test, and she leaves first. She finishes her test first, so I don't see her for the rest of the day. But like I told you guys, I have class with her in another class period. So I start pressing her. So whenever I start seeing her, I start asking, does she have a problem? Because it's like, you try to be funny, but like I said before, we can be hilarious. So I start saying problem, like, do you have a problem? So she's basically like trying to act like she's a bigger person than what she is, like trying to act different. And that's what let me know, like, nah, this hoe got some mental disorder or something, because you're not gonna act innocent like you didn't just do what you did yesterday. Every time I'm asking her, does she have a problem, she's just chuckling and like looking the other way. So eventually I leave her alone, because it's like, if you're not gonna do nothing, about it, I don't really want to talk about it no more type. And the thing is, I also asked her, I told her where I live. I said, I live in these apartments, and you could literally come and fight me after school, because when they used to fight in the apartments that I live in, nobody going to jail, nobody getting caught, you know what I mean? So I told her, I was like, I live in such and such apartments, you can come and fight me. So what you want to do? She wasn't saying nothing. So why you acting bold and big and shit when niggas is in front of our face, but when I tell you actively in front of your face that I live in such and such and we can fight, you don't have nothing to say. You putting on a show. That's what it is. Now at this point, the days have gone on, and she is not saying nothing to me. She's not really acknowledging me. She's not looking my way. She's not asking me if I have problems or anything. Like I said, I had another class with her, so I end up telling one of my other friends what she did. And so now when she comes in, me and my friend, we're just looking at her. Like, we're staring, because it's like, my friend didn't have an issue with her, but my friend kind of was like, you know, my friend didn't really have an issue with her, but at the same time, my friend was kind of like, if you jump, she felt like if she jumped, my friend was gonna move type, because we don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Irene's too big to be fighting people like that, or my friend was small, so they could have went toe to toe. That's just how my friend kind of saw it. But at the same time, she didn't really let it know that she had an issue with her. But my friend used to mean mug her, and I did too, because it's like, why'd you start with me? So the weeks go on, she doesn't say anything to me, and one day we're leaving class, and I'm not talking about the class where I had with Symphony, I'm talking about the other class, and this class was a math class too. So we're leaving class, and she says, hey Irene, can I talk to you? Oh, 6 feet, keep it 6 feet, because last time you tried to talk to me, you threw a punch at me. And so I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, what you want to talk to me about? Like, I'm looking at her like, what is it? So she was like, she wasn't talking innocent, but she was just like, I really just want to apologize for the way I acted the other day. She said, I've been having an issue with you. She said, but you didn't really do nothing to me, but I don't know, like, I just never really was too fond of you. I guess I was being judgmental. I have a lot of stuff going on in my household, and I'm not really happy right now in my life, and I took all my anger out on you. You did not do nothing. I am so sorry. I asked this bitch, I said, are you sure? Because I don't want you to tell me this inaugural speech and then the next day be on some nut shit. Because if you do it again, we're going to fight, whether you want to or not. So are you sure you're sorry for what you did? Because I did not deserve that, guys. I put this on everything. I love y'all. I did not do nothing to this girl. I did not. I did not do nothing to this girl. This girl had an issue with me because the African community didn't like me. Then she also had stuff going on in her life. So she mixed those two together and took out her anger on me. She thought I was going to be her punching bag because the moments where she would mug me, I wouldn't really do nothing or I wouldn't look her way because I didn't want to start mess in the engineering building, baby. Not because I'm a punk. I want you to understand that. And then when I retaliated back on her, now she's apologizing. So I really want to know, is she sorry or did she meet her match? So I said, are you sure you're not going to do that again? And she started letting out a little laugh. She was like, like on some like girl bye. She was like, I'm not going to do that again. She was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry for real. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. And I said, and I'm sorry for escalating it with you because, you know, I never want someone to apologize. And then I feel like in some way, shape or form, I wasn't wrong. In some way, shape or form, you can always offend someone, whether you think you did or you didn't. If the person is offended, the person is offended. So I also told her sorry for, you know, basically stooping down to her level type. And so we went about it and she never spoke to me again. When I say never, I mean she never spoke to me again. There would be times I would see her out in public. She would not even say hi to me. She used to work at the rec at our school. So, you know, she will sign me in sometimes in the front and, you know, she would just say, here we go. I would say, thank you. And she would say, you're welcome. Everything just went away. No animosity, no nothing, but everything just went away. And that is one of my first fights at the engineering building. As you guys know, we have many more, okay? We have way many more. So if you guys like this video, please give this video a thumbs up so I can tell more story times about the engineering building fights. And yeah, just going to an HBCU was an experience. And if you guys also want me to tell you guys my experience at an HBCU and whether you guys should or should not go to an HBCU, let me know. I can make a whole new separate video from that. I love you guys so much. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. My name is Irene. I know you guys see it. It says Rene's Beauties. I know you guys think it's Renee's. No, I just dropped the I, then I kept it Rene's Beauties. That's my name, okay? Because you guys, some people are calling me Renee. Some people are calling me Rene. My name is Irene. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.